Yo, 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 tap in here, baby. Tap in with me. Tap in with me. Don the Godfather here. Give y'all a quick minute to come on in, baby. We talking real estate tonight. Tap on in with me, baby. Tap on in. I'll give y'all a minute to tap in. I'll give y'all a minute to tap in with me. I'll give y'all a minute to tap in with me. Tap in with me, baby. Tap in. And what I'm gonna do real quick before we get started, I wanna make sure that you guys know I'm gonna tap in on the laptop as well, just to see if we are good. Yeah. Can you pull that up for me? Uh-oh. All right, so, yep, give you a minute to come on in, tap on in with me, baby. Give y'all a minute to tap on in with me. Yeah, my grandson was. We're gonna talk about some real estate tonight, gang. We will be talking about real estate. We'll be talking about real estate tonight, gang. So tap in with me. Yeah. Give y'all a few minutes to come in. Nah. I'm just looking to see. I was trying to. Yep. Sitting here. Let me go. Yeah. No, this one.
No, I got one there.
No, I can just move this one over. I got one right there. Okay. There we go.
And then you need the phone stand.
Yeah, that'll work too. My queen helping me get set up here, y'all, and yeah, we tap in with me, baby. Give y'all a moment to come on in with me. Give y'all a minute to come in with me, and we're gonna talk about some real estate, gang. So, yep. Hopefully everybody's had a great day today, and we're gonna tap in here in a second, gang. We're gonna tap in here in a second, okay? What happened to the thing in the garage? It was.
They can't.
Okay, sure. My phone is hot. Yeah.
push it up
That's cool
from
right
the
there.
bottom.
Oh, that's fine right there, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine right there. I was trying to just look on my screen to see what it looked like.
You need the fan on.
Yeah, please. Yep. I wonder if there was a way that I could is there a way that I can record this? I have it on here. I have it anyway. I have it on here anyway. Okay, that's cool.
Do you want me to sit?
No. It's okay. Okay. You can turn that off actually, 'cause I don't want to hear that.
I can put your record and you'll have it.
No, I download it when I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, the queen was helping me out.
You're not gonna need me, right?
No, I'm not, baby. Yep. So tap on in with me, baby. Tap on in with me. I'm Don Chew. Let's get this party started. I'm Don Chew. Most of you guys know me from, of course, Don the Godfather, but also the Honest Questions and Answers. I'm the co-host of that with my wife, Tanisha, of 28 plus years, right? So that's just a little bit about me. I've been in business for over 30 years, in real estate for over 25, and this is strictly about real estate. So I am the co-host of Honest Questions and Answers. I have a group, Alpha Talks. So this video gets shared over there too. Again, like I said, been in business for a long time. W-2 jobs as well as working for myself. Okay. But this tonight is about real estate. And I think, we are at a time right now where we have to level up. So if you are here or you're watching this, it's because you want to truly level up. You want to level up your game. Like I said, I've been in real estate for a long time, 25 plus years. A lot of people don't know this, but my dad actually had real estate back in the day. And I thought it was interesting. But another, and I got involved that way though. And I think it's been really good to us. It's a good avenue to invest in. So what I want to talk about tonight though, like I said, a little bit about me. You guys know the Queen. You've probably seen my family. If you've followed the Queen's page, you see the kids, you see the grandkids, you see the dogs, that type of thing. So that's that. In terms of my background, I'm a serial entrepreneur, been in business, like I said, for a long time, 25 years, ran several companies and built those companies. And I've had some struggles too, but it comes with the territory. I have a degree in business, a degree in accounting, and an MBA in healthcare administration. So, and I'm not saying I'm sitting here smarter than anybody else. I'm just giving you the backdrop so you get to know me, because I'm going to be asking something of you. So I'm going to be asking something of all of you. So if you're watching this, you dealing with someone who's done it, who knows what's going on, got my ear to the ground, and I'm gonna give you an opportunity to tap in with me. So I sent an invite out. If you don't tap in, it's okay. I'm gonna do this and continue to do this because there's a mission. But again, this is to talk about real estate. And sometimes I go on rants in the group, and so I got to separate that out. And this is for people who want to learn. If you want to learn real estate, you've been thinking about getting in it, don't know how, don't know where to start, I'm your guy. I am the guy if that's what you want to do. Okay. Got some big lofty goals. I'm looking for people who who want to learn it, and and I'll tell you a little bit toward the end. I just want to give you a quick overview for those of you who don't understand what real estate is, what it can do. It can provide you with passive income, right? And we'll go over that. So this is for really, you want to learn how to invest, new investors, anybody curious about the fundamentals of real estate, anybody who wants to, whether you're buying your first property, you want to wholesale, flip houses, which I've wholesaled. Okay. So, so let's get into it. Let's get into it, gang. What is real estate, right? What is it? Real estate refers to land or anything that's permanently attached to it. Land, a house, homes, buildings, fences. It's considered real estate, right? So there are four main categories of real estate. Okay, four main categories, and this will tell you where you are. You can remember this. Four main categories of real estate: residential, which is single family homes, apartments and condos. You have commercial, right? Commercial office buildings, rental spaces, industrial factories, warehouses, land, undeveloped land, farms, ranches. Anything that you see out there is considered real estate. That's stuck to the ground, right? It's considered real estate. It's I don't know how much simpler I can put it. Townhome is considered real estate. So whatever you see out there while you're driving around, and it's all around us, right? It is all around us. So in your case, the house you're in is considered real estate. The apartment you may stay in is considered real estate. The office building you go to work in, real estate. So it's that simple, okay? But you look at it, how this works is, now we know that so if you're listening, excuse me, I'm sorry, give me the four types of real estate. Give it back to me. If you're watching this, if you are watching this, give it back to me. The four pillars or four pieces of real estate. Like I said, residential. And residential, let's dig a little deeper into that. That's one single family home. That's considered real estate. 1 to 4 units is considered single family. A regular house that you may live in, and anything up to 4 units is considered real estate, right? Anything more than that is considered multifamily. Okay, and that's where my focus is. Now, I've been dealing with single family for a long time, 20 plus years in single family homes, but that ain't to play no more. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. I wouldn't buy single family real estate anymore, and we're gonna get into that, and I'll tell you why. But so how this game works, right? Investors, me, put capital in to buy these things, or you all put in capital to buy these things, right? So how that looks is, investors put capital into real estate. They buy it, but they do that for a return. They want money back. Okay. You got all types of other people that facilitate a transaction. You got brokers, the agent, they facilitate the funding transaction. The lender, they provide the money, the financing. What I'm attempting to do is use as little of the banks as possible. That's what I'm trying to do. And we'll talk more about that. Hire money lenders, private equity, and the property manager. I'm giving you these terms because when I talk about buying real estate in multifamily, like I'm doing, property management is key. I'm going to hire a property manager. I'm not going to be there changing toilets, painting walls, changing locks. That ain't my thing. Managing in place, collecting rents. I'm not doing any of that. A property management company that I hire would take over and take over that function. So we still own the buildings, but property management handles that. That's how it works. So how do you make money? How does real estate make money? So I'm just giving you a brief overview. Has some huge benefits, okay, to investing in real estate. There's something called appreciation, and that's where the property increases in value over time, over a period of time. As long as you own it, it's going to increase in value. You get cash flow from, depending on, I'm going to use a 100-unit building, for example. You don't have just one person paying the rent. You have 100 people. Let's say you're going to have a little vacancy rate. It's not going to always be full. But you'll have at least 94 to 95% of that building full, right? So 96 people paying rent every single month. That rent pays the mortgage on that building, if there's a mortgage. And what's left is considered cash flow. Okay, so, and that's what you want. You want property that has cash flow. After you pay your expenses, things like that, the tenants pay all your rent. You pay all the expenses, which the property management company will handle that. And what's left is considered positive cash flow. That's what you want, right? So you get tax benefits, depreciation, and you get mortgage interest deductions if you have a mortgage. I'm looking at both ways to do it. So basic terminology, and if you own a house, you should know this term. If you don't, here it is: equity. Equity is the market value minus what you owe on the house. So example, 100,000. You got a house. You bought it. It's worth 100,000, and you owe $20,000 on the house. That means you have $80,000 in equity. Okay, the house is worth 100,000. You only owe 20,000. That difference, 80,000, is your equity in that house. Now you can either take that out, but again, you take it out, you got to pay for it. It's going to be a loan. It's not free. Cap rates. That's typically a value put on apartment buildings and homes, where it tells you what your investment is worth. 6-7%. Most cap rates, especially I'm looking multifamily, cap rate is 7% roughly, and then that's going to be that's a number that you hear a lot, right? Which is the net operating income plus or divided by the purchase price. That's what that is. That's your cap rate. That's net operating income, which we talked about. After you take in all the rents, you pay all the expenses. That's your net operating income, and you divide that by the purchase price. That's how they value the place, the properties using, and they call it a cap rate. You'll hear people say, or you may even hear me say, cap rate. So DSCR, let's do this, ARV, because you'll hear it in single family. That's after repair value. That's what the property it will be worth after you fix it up. Okay, you'll hear that a lot. After improvement of property, that's what it'll be worth. DSCR is a debt service coverage ratio. You'll hear that in a lot. It measures income versus the debt payments. Okay. So, and I'm giving you these common words because I'm going to be using these words when I'm talking about. This is going to be real brief. So, I'm going to be using most of these words. You'll hear me using most of these words. A lot of the problems that people run into, not analyzing the properties or underestimate repairs, you'll see that. So here's here's the first steps, okay, just to get back into this. And I'm going to come to anyone who needs some assistance with this. If you are looking to get into real estate, you are looking to invest in real estate, which is again why I'm going to be doing these. This is a chance to do that. So you'll get to walk beside me. You'll get to learn the game, how the game is played. And so that was just a brief overview of some of the terminology you'll hear me use. But the reason why I'm doing this is I've been posting about raising capital. And so that's where you come in at. So the big boys have been playing this game for a long time, guys. They've been playing this game for so long, for so many years. And this knowledge, you won't learn this in college. You won't learn this in getting a 4-year degree. Like I said, I went over my education in the beginning. I didn't learn any of this in school. So as a result, we aren't taught this in school. We aren't taught about money in school. Okay? We're not taught about those things in school. So the reason I say this, and like I said, why this is so important, why I love real estate, it can definitely provide, again, passive income, the tax benefits, which I talked about. But I'm looking to have as many people as possible join and partner with me. I said I'll open the DNA Capital Fund, the Capital Real Estate Fund, the DNA 6 Capital Real Estate Fund. That's what's open. I've made it accessible to everybody. Typically, when you do something like this, you have, people who want to invest $25,000, $100,000, large amounts of money. That's not what I'm looking for. I want the average, everyday person to invest. And I'm going to have the link in the comment section in the video. Okay. So the goal is to raise capital to acquire these types of real estate, these types of properties. So the goal is, the minimum investment, is $10. So, but here's the deal. If you got a son, if you got a daughter, you should be investing in them. If they work, and have them invest in themselves. They should be partnering with me. I would say everybody should be partnering with me if you look at it that way. We raise enough money, we go buy a multifamily asset. By doing that, you again get to partner with me. You get to see how it's done. You get to use me as a springboard. Okay, but my goal is to buy 1,000 to 1,500 units in the next 12 months, and I need your help to do that. So that's why I'm going to be talking about real estate. I wanted to give you that brief overview so that you can see, and if you need questions, we'll be meeting weekly. We'll be meeting weekly. So like I said, if you got a son, daughter, aunt, uncle, you're 70 years old, you're 80 years old, it's never too late. It's never too late to invest. The properties we are looking at you won't be having to change toilets. You'll be a silent partner, but you'll get a check every month. Now, let's say, if you only put in $10, you're only going to get your percentage. But then when you sell the property, your return's going to be based on the percentage, but we're not talking about $300,000 properties. We're talking large assets. So right now, currently, I have 2 on the books. One is a 209 unit. And I'm going to provide more details about that for those who invest, who choose to invest. I'm not going to say that out here on Facebook because it's a grimy game out here. You'll get a package, and it's all over the email. Get a package that explains the properties and what we're looking at. One is a 209 unit, the other one is a 352 unit. So these are big properties. So I say that to say, as I went in, the money game has been taught to us totally wrong. This game has been taught or hasn't been taught to us at all. Hasn't been taught to us at all. So if you look at it, this hasn't been taught. This hasn't been taught at all to us, and it was. I'm gonna say that it was done intentionally. This was done intentionally. Okay, so for example, they don't tell you about the money game. They tell you to save, 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 save. Go to college, get a degree, and save your money. While all the while, they're out buying up everything. Because we're taught to save. We're taught to save. If you're saving money, you're losing money. I'm gonna say it again, and then some of y'all, it ain't gonna make sense to you. If you're saving money, you're losing money. I'm not saying don't save anything. But while we're trying to save, they're investing. They're buying up everything. So they keep us on the sidelines. There's less competition for them. And I'm talking about, this is how the big boys play the game. They raise the money, just like I'm trying to do. And they go buy the properties, and that's it. We've been taught you gotta go to a bank. Okay, the bank gonna want 20% down on a property that's $8 million. You know, that's a lot of money. But the beauty of this is you can get an opportunity to partner with me. That's what I'm asking you guys to do. I'm asking you to partner with me. Minimum investment is $10. And I said, if you got a son, daughter, high school, college, whatever grade they're in, it's never too young to start. Because I wish I had known this. What I know now, I wish I had known this when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. My parents didn't know anything about this. They didn't know anything about this. But they teach you to save money. And you look at it this way. We've been taught wrong. The bank don't even want your money. Let me tell you why they don't want your money. The bank don't even want your money because as soon as it hits the bank account, they turn those into digits, and they loan that out 9x. So they get 9 times on your money. If you go there, they're not giving you 9 times on their money. They're giving you 1/10%. 1/10% return on your money, and they loaning your money out 9 times. That's how it works, guys. So we've been taught wrong about the money game. We've been taught wrong about the whole entire process. So I'm looking for people to partner, and the goal is to buy multifamily apartments. I'm looking for partners. I'm looking for partners to join with me. Like I said, if you got kids, and you got kids in high school, they're young, whatever age. That's why I made the minimum investment $10. I know it may not seem like a lot, but there are people who would invest a lot more than that. But if you want to get in, and this is your time to get in, $10 is the minimum investment. I'm gonna put a link down below, and we go from there. We're gonna build that fund. That's the DNA 6 Capital Real Estate Fund. So here's an example of how this works. We buy an apartment building, right? And let's take the 209 unit, for example. You got 209 people paying rent that pays for that building after we get it. That's how you get your return on your money. Now, your return is based on how much you put in. And I can't give numbers on that, but we build up enough to say, hey, all right, we got you purchase property on the 209 units, 7.6 million. So we're not talking about small numbers. Okay. you raise it. We raise that money. We buy the property, and we take it over. Property. We put a property management company in there. Again, you or I aren't going to be changing toilets and putting up drywall and hanging ceiling fans and putting new doors. That ain't what we're here to do. We're here to build wealth. We're building wealth together. Again, what you get out of the deal is you get to partner with me. You get to walk with me. I show you how to do this. You may want to, hey, Don, I don't want to do this with you no more. I want to go do my own thing. You know how to do it. I'm giving you the tools. Okay? I'm giving you the tools. So it should be a million people in here right now saying, you know what? I want to do that. It should be a million people in here right now saying, I want to do that. How do I get in? So that's what should be happening. The next thing, again, the money game has been taught to us incorrectly. That's how the big boys do it. And that's how we got to do it. And that's how we going to do it. So if you want to rock with me, DNA 6 Capital Real Estate Fund, I'm going to have a link in there. And we go from there. But again, I did say this. The bank don't want your money. They hate your money. And it ain't got nothing to do with race, political affiliation, sexual orientation. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Their job is to lend money. Their job is to lend money. So as soon as your money hits that bank, they tell you to save it, but they don't save it. They lend your money out 10 times. Everybody tells you to save. Everybody tells you to save. So cash is like this. It's a piece of paper. That's all it is. It's a useless piece of paper. It got a value on it, but it's useless until you put it to use. I'm going to say it again for those in the back who may not understand me. Cash may have a value, $1, 10, 5, 20, and it's sitting on your desk or in your bank account, in your savings account. It's useless until you put it to use, until you go buy something, transact it. If it's just sitting there, you're losing money. You didn't think about inflation, right? Inflation is back in 1960s when gas was 83 cents a gallon. Look, with inflation, gas now is, I paid $2.19 a gallon today. I got lucky. But gas is $2.80 to $3 somewhere. That's inflation. So your $10 back in 1960 would have bought 10 gallons of gas. Today, your $10 buys 3 gallons of gas, if that, 2.8 gallons of gas for $10. That's inflation. That's what happens when your money stays into the bank. When you leave it sitting there in the bank, when inflation happens, $100,000 ain't worth what it was yesterday. That's money. That's the money. They don't tell us that. That's the money game that they don't tell us. So, as opposed to putting your money into, and I'm not knocking nobody. I don't care where you put your money in. I don't do stocks. I don't do Bitcoin. You need to be putting your money in hard assets that get you a return, passive return. You need to be putting your money in assets, something tangible, something hard that you can see. A building, you can touch it, right? Right? Building, you can touch it. It's tangible. It's a hard asset. That's where you need to be putting your money in. Get your money out of the stocks, the 401ks, the IRAs, EFTs. Get your money out of that stuff, because it's that market's based on speculation. That market's based on speculation. What I'm talking about is a hard asset, something you can see, you can touch, and it provides passive income. Does anybody know what passive income is? So you have earned income. You got a job where you trading time for money, right? You got a job, you trading time for money. You go to work, 2 weeks to give you a paycheck. You trading time for money. With passive income, you got 209, I'm sticking to the 209 unit, 209 people paying the rent. That's enough to pay the expenses. And then there's cash flow out of that. Into a hard asset. It's not going to stocks where it's fluctuating. You can knock it down if somebody blow the building up. But what's the likelihood of that? Your money needs to be in hard assets, and that's what I'm buying. And I want you to partner with me. And the 352 unit, that's a distressed building. And when I say distressed, I mean the seller is in trouble. Not legal trouble, but just, hey, he's having some financial issues and he needs to sell that building. The key where you make your money is you buy that building at a discount. And it's worth double or triple. He's having that much distress where he needs to sell it. So you buy distressed assets at a low price. You already got a benefit because you bought it at a low price. You can increase the rent. You can increase the value of that building. You can increase your wealth, your net worth. All the while you're getting passive income. Now, if you put $10 in, okay, your percentage will be based on that. You'll get a check every month, but it's interest. That's interest. But that interest payment is going to be higher than what you would get had you left that money in the bank. 0.1%, you get way more than that. You get 4, 5, 6%, 7%. Just depends on how many people invest. So the first building, the 209 unit, is $7.6 million. And the 352 unit is $15.5 million. But it's worth double. The seller's just having some difficulty. And so every property that we look at, we have an opportunity to increase the value of that property. Again, tangible assets. I'm not talking about stocks. I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. Because I don't deal in that. Stocks don't provide you passive income. Some of them don't even pay a dividend. You put your money in there, it sits, it goes up and down, the market tumbles. You could lose your money. You need to put your money in a hard asset like real estate. Somebody asked me about single family, where I've played around for a long time, and I was playing I'm gonna be honest with you. I was playing on the wrong field. On a single family home. For you out there who are investing in single family homes, if that tenant doesn't pay the mortgage, you got to pay it. You got to cover that nut. If the AC breaks, you got to fix it. An AC unit nowadays is $10,000. You gotta fix it. If you have, let's say you have one single family home that you have your home, and then you got an investment property. The tenant don't pay, you gotta pay. The AC breaks, you gotta fix it. It needs a new roof, you gotta put it on there. Now flip that over to a 209 unit apartment building. You got 209 people that's paying the rent on that building, that covers the expenses, that's gonna pay for that roof, that's gonna pay for the locks to be changed, that's going to pay for a new AC unit. That's the difference. Plus you get tax deductions, you get depreciation, you get interest benefit, you get so many benefits. So you look at it, that's the stark difference between investing in single family homes versus multifamily. The big boys play in multifamily. I want to be a big boy. I'm moving up to the big boy status. And I want to take you guys with me. I want to take you on that journey with me. I want you guys to partner with DNA 6 Enterprise, and we start to take down some of these properties, because there is no greater time than right now. So typically what happens when we're in a recession, which we're in now, a lot of people get wealthy. A lot of people get wealthy. But most of the time, it ain't us. We sit on the sidelines, we looking. Because they told us this story that you're supposed to save your money, you ain't supposed to do nothing. It's sit still on the sidelines in a recession. This is when the rich get richer. This is when the rich get richer, guys. And we sit on the sidelines because we get scared. This is the best time right now. There's no greater time to get rich. Just like I talk about the AI book. They're using AI to get rich. No greater time to get rich. By the way, get that book. I'm going to put that link in the comments as well. So that's how this process works, guys. I'm looking for partners. If you got a son, daughter, you got a kid in high school, you got kids in college, the grandbabies, it should be millions of people trying to get in here now and learn this game. It should be millions of people. And if you don't do it, then I can't make you do it. But if you don't do it, you can't make excuses later down the road. You can't make excuses later down the road. Hey, I can't be the only one. I'm not the only. I know I'm not the only one talking about this. But this is how the big boys raise money. This is what they do. They raise money to go buy their properties, and you get passive income in the process. You help them to buy those properties, but it's not that. This is a transaction. This is a transaction. You're helping me, and I'm helping you. I'm going to take you along on the journey. You're going to learn with me. You're going to jump on calls with me. We're going to talk. You'll be able to bring your deals to me if you're in that space. Got to get in. So you got a choice to make, gang. You sit on the sidelines while everybody else pass you up. And you say, you know what, Don is right on this. I'm gonna come to you 3 nights a week. I got a goal. So if you look at both properties, I said 15.5 and 7.6. That's $23.3 million. If I raise 20% of that, great. If I raise all of it, even better. The goal is to raise all of it. So if you know anybody who's looking to get in real estate, I don't care where you are. I don't care what color you are. Because ain't nobody coming to save us, right? Ain't nobody coming to save you. The president ain't going to call you personally and say, how you doing? They're not coming to save you. See what's going on out here. Let's get into some hard, tangible assets and make your money work for you. If you got like I said, if you got your money sitting in the savings account, it's trash. And some of you ain't going to like me for saying that, but it's trash. You're losing money if it's not active currency. That's what money is called, currency. Currency means flow. It needs to flow. It needs to be moving. Right? That's currency. It needs to be moving. If it's sitting in the bank, it ain't doing you no good. You're losing money. You might have $100,000 on paper. You may have $100,000 on paper, but you don't. Every day that money sits still, you're losing money. Put it into some hard assets. Put it into something that's going to give you some passive income, and more than what the bank would give you. And it ain't nothing against the banks. I ain't got no issue. I ain't got no issue with nobody. Put your money into some hard assets, like multifamily real estate, like I'm asking you. So that's my request. You want to partner with me? I'm gonna put the link in the comments. You want to learn more? You DM me. Let's do it. I'm gonna be coming to you guys with this because I'm raising that money. I'm gonna raise that money, and I know some of you will be watching. Again, just watching. And it's okay. But you know I'm right. If you got money sitting in the bank, you're losing money. Your cash is trash. The bank don't even want your money. They didn't lend that out 9 times and you can't get it out. You can't even get your money out without them pulling your credit. You can't get your money out of your house if you got equity. The example I gave earlier. You got equity in your house, you can't get it out. Especially if you bought your house and you got a low interest rate like 2.75, 3.75%, you got this equity in your house, how you going to get it out? Because you got a 2.75 interest rate. You got to refinance to get that money out or take a HELOC, which is another loan plus your mortgage. Your interest rate going to go to 6.57%, meaning your payment going to triple. How you going to get your money out? But for those of you who got money, and then listen, when I say invest, I want you to be smart on this. This ain't just me saying, okay, I want you to invest with me. Listen, I'm talking about invest what you can afford to invest. But if you have money sitting already and it's not working for you, let's put it to work for you. Let's talk. Put that, you got to, again, currency. Money has to flow. It has to be in use to be valuable to you. If it's just sitting, it's doing nothing but you're losing money. So I'm asking for your help. If you got kids, a $10 investment is all it is. You can do more if you can, but again, I want you to do what you can afford. Okay? And just know that your return is based on what you put in. The goal is $23.3 million. That's the goal. Now, some of you look at me and say, damn, yeah, that's this. Hey, you entitled to do what you want to do. But, if you're going to sit on the sidelines and watch, that's up to you. That's your call. But I'm moving forward with or without you. We have to start thinking bigger. We have to start thinking bigger. We've been taught to think so damn small. And it burns me up. We've been taught to think so small. Again, planned, but we've fallen into the trap and stayed there for decades. What's wrong with thinking big? What's wrong with thinking outside the box? Nothing. I put my pants on just like you. I just think bigger, probably. And I'm saying I'm not saying everybody thinks small, but a lot of us do. So the choice is up to you. What are you going to do? I would love for you to partner with me. You can walk with me on this journey. I'm going to keep talking to you guys about it. I'm going to keep you updated. And I would love your support. Again, you get to walk through this fire with me. You get to partner with me. You get to use me as a springboard. You get mentoring. So again, that's why I mentioned if you got young kids who are in junior high, I would even start at 7th grade. Learn the game so they can learn the game at a young age. Learn about money. $10 is all the investment is. I'm going to say it again. I should have 1 million people tapping in right now to this. You know what? He owns something. He right. But we won't do that. You'll waste $10. Some of us waste $10 a day. So the ask isn't much. Again, you can do more than that. You can do however much you want to do. The goal is to raise that money. And then you won't need the banks. That's how the big boys do it. They raise money. You hear the guys on Wall Street, they got capital funds, they got this, they got that. They raise that money and go out and buy up everything. That's why the investors bought up all the houses in your neighborhood, probably. They raised money the same way I'm attempting to do. And they go out and buy all these assets. and they don't have to use. They got the money. They don't need the banks. So I'm attempting to do something here, and I'm not saying I'm the only one. I'm attempting to do something here where this is a movement. This has to be a movement. Everybody got to get on the same page. I need your support. You got kids, grandkids, and you want to invest something for them? Have at it. Let's do it. But they get they get mentored. They get to learn the game. They get to learn about money. They get to watch me in real estate deals, and they learn as well. Plus, they'll receive passive income. So that's where we are, gang. I'm going to leave it there. This video will be on my page. It'll be on my DNA 6 business page. If you want to tap in, I'm going to put a link in the comments section. Okay. After this video is over, I'm going to put a link to that. Also, I encourage you guys to grab my ebook. They're using AI to get rich. Again, you can call me the $10 man. The book is $10, $9.95, right? Your minimum investment here is on the real estate side is $10. That's the minimum investment. I'm not saying that's the only investment. You can invest as much as you like, much as you can afford. That's what I said. Much as you can afford. And listen, this is tough. I know it's a tough time out here, right? But we always find a way. You always find a way. So you'll find a way. You share this. I want you to share this. I want you to share this with your friends, with your family. The link is going to be in the comments. I look for your support. I hope to get it. And we're going to go do some big things. You got to think big. You got to dream big. And we need to start doing so. So. Okay, so with that being said, I'm Don the Godfather, gang, and I'm going to get up out of here. Pleasure talking to y'all. The link going to be in the comment section, okay? Talk to y'all soon.